Hey guys, Alex Man here, back in the garage again, and today we're not working on anything. I'm just here to show you some stuff. Also, for the first time ever in true HD, got a new camera, about 10 years overdue. I've been using the same camera since 2007 to be filming this channel. It's it was my mom's camera before that, and then she got a new one in 2007 and gave me that one. So that camera was already old at that point. So we're finally in HD. I got this camera used, but it's way better than what we had. And so hopefully you guys like it. I had to shave, I had to put on lotion, had to pop all my pimples and everything just so you could actually see me and you wouldn't be grossed out by what I really look like. So this is the camera, well, one of them that I have been filming my entire YouTube channel with, minus the GoPros for a couple things, for 2007, 12 years. Actually, I've had 5 of these. I currently only have 4 because the first one that I had broke. But you can pick these up on eBay with a battery, charger, and all sort, like basically the whole setup for like 30 bucks all day long. And so I've had a few of them. I still have 4, but we're done with that. We're past that. We're finally doing this the right way. Anyway, that's good news. Let's see what we're working on. I just said we're not working on anything. Let's see what we're looking at. Alright, but here's what we're actually doing today. Today we're looking at the Z50Rs. This is what I pretty much started my YouTube channel with all those years ago, was making how-tos on Z50s back when I was in high school. And so if you guys watch those early videos, if I got any of my OG subscribers from back then still, this is probably why you subscribed. So let's take a look at them. So these are both 84 Z50Rs. I've had somewhere between like 5 and 8 Z50s through the years, but I still have these two. This one I got for Christmas when I was 12 years old. Well, there might be some parts from that bike, but this has through the years been my bike, my favorite one, the one that I spend all the money on. And so it might still have some parts left over from that bike from Christmas Day all those years ago. I'm not sure. Yeah, so let's talk about this one. So this has a Canadian frame. I'm not sure what's different. I know the VIN tag looks different than the American ones. That's because I bent the frame and I bought another frame. They're both 84s, but this one just happens, the one I bought happened to come from Canada. So it's a Canadian frame, whatever that means. The engine that's in here is it's CR50 cases. It's got an ATC 74 speed. It's the 4-down shift pattern. Has a TB 108 stroker kit. So it's a 51 millimeter stroke, 52 millimeter bore. It's the biggest engine you can put in these without boring the cases. It has a Takigawa special clutch, so that moves the clutch off of the crankshaft to the transmission input shaft. So that removes a lot of the rotating weight from the crank, allows the engine to rev up and down much quicker. And it's the type that can bolt to the stock transmission. That's why I'm able to use the ATC transmission. The head was ported and polished by Mark at AHP Minis. I'm not sure if they're still around. Yeah, that was done then. Pro circuit exhaust, it's pretty darn loud. Looking at the other side of the bike now, you can see the Mikuni VM26 carburetor. I guess it's good. I don't know. I got no problems with it. And let's see, the catch can there, that's from when I used to race this thing on some kart tracks, but haven't done that in a while. That place that I used to do that with, they closed down, unfortunately. Under the ignition cover there is a stock CRF50 flywheel. I had an inner rotor kit, a Kataka one, but with the inner rotor and the special clutch from Takigawa, you basically had no flywheel weight on the engine, and it was like it was just way too abrupt, I mean, you think, cool, it revs up and down real quick, but yeah, it needs something to smooth out the power. So the factory flywheel's under there, and it does have a Ricky Stator lighting coil. So I don't have any lights on there now, but it does have a lighting coil. I did hook up a voltage regulator but they're just not running anything because I haven't gotten around to putting the lights on yet. That's an XR75 swing arm. These are some shocks that say they're made by Yoshimura. They're just some eBay specials. So I don't know what I don't know if they're pretty good. They feel nice, but you know, I don't know who really makes them. BBR SP5 forks. I don't know if BBR is still around anymore, but those have been internally shortened to SP4s, which the SP5s were based on the XR70 forks with added stroke. So I de-stroked them, so now they're just SP4s with BBR valving. So they're basically XR70 forks with BBR valving. And I think the XR70 forks have a different setup for the drums. These are actually built to deal with CR50 wheels, which is what that is. So it's a CR50 front wheel, well, front hub with BBR rim and heavy duty spoke kit. What else do we got going on here? This bike is registered in Virginia as a moped, so it is street legal. And that is a real license plate, Z50R. So if you try to register your bike in Virginia and you wanted that license plate, too bad you can't have it. I got it. So now we'll take a look at the cockpit here. You can see a fairly nice seat. This is an OEM seat. I got this many years ago when you could still buy these new and you just paid MSRP. So it was like $109. And I think the tank was like $114 or like $119. OEM. Brand new, I got that tank. And now they go for like $300-400 bucks, maybe more. I haven't looked in a little while. So it's a damn shame that this has a humongous dent in it, but that happened on the track. Guy and me got into a little argument, and the bike's lost. So not really. We just kind of crashed into each other. So that's a real damn shame. Actually, I think that might be from the same accident. I have never cleaned the rubber marks off of there, off the plastic. They would probably just wipe right off, but I've left them there. That's from his tire. And that might be from his tire too, those scuff marks there. That was like probably 5 years ago, maybe now, and I haven't cleaned it off. I haven't cleaned this bike in a while. You can see it is pretty dirty, but that's because it does get ridden. So, also in the cockpit here, you can see these are 50 stunt bars. I think 50 stunt is still around. I looked at them, their site a little while ago for, I wanted a handbrake kit for that bike. But yeah, I like these bars. They're real heavy duty. They're fairly tall and they're nice and wide. So yeah, I like these bars. Got some BMX bar ends, aluminum bar ends there. Yeah, pretty happy with this bike. This is what I've spent a lot of money on. But it's a little early still. Don't want to wake up the neighbors, so we're going to wait a little while before we take y'all on a ride. In the meantime, let's take a look at this one. So this is another 84 Z50R, much closer to stock. I say it's an 84. If you don't look at the VIN tag, you would say this is a 79 because it has the 79 exhaust. It's got the 79 wheels. It's got the 79 brake pedal. It's got the 79 handlebars. But it's not a 79. It is an 84. It does not have the 79 chain guard and swing arm. But anyway, this one is a 79 or an 84, depending on what you want to say. I think the 79 swing arm, it's been a while. I don't know why this one has an 84 frame. But it's an 84, more or less. It has, it actually has, it does have a pre-82, it has an 81 or older head and crank and everything, I think. Yeah, it does. It's got the short rod engine with the short rod piston and the short rod head. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I had this engine part recently. It's got the short rod. Yeah, it's the short rod engine. So if you guys aren't into Z50s, Honda 5070 engines, it's a little bit hard to follow. But anyway, in '82 they redesigned the engine with the longer connecting rod, same stroke on the crank, but longer connecting rod, different piston, different head. And this is the older one. So it is truly a '79 with an '84 frame. Okay, all right. So anyway, this bike I have called the beater bike. It was more or less my dad's until like 2 years ago. I asked if I could buy it off him, and he said, no way, I'm not going to let you buy that from me. And then he gave it to me for Christmas again, so the following Christmas. So so I've gotten 2 Z50s for Christmas. This bike at one point had the XR75 swing arm and had CT70 shocks and had +1 forks, their XR50 forks, but it always had the stock engine pretty much. So once I got this most recently for Christmas, I put it all back to stock. So I bought some Z50 shocks, repainted those. I bought a Z50 swing arm. And those are still the XR50 forks. I don't know if Fast 50s made them or something. They're the chromoly +1 forks, but I cut them down 1 inch to make them back into stock forks. And then the CR50s also have extra mounts on them for like their fork guards. I didn't want that, and I wanted the brake on the same side since the XR50s have the brake is on the other side. So I cut those mounts off and ground them flush. So basically now this is a stock length Z50 fork, just made out of chromoly, so it's stronger. Other than that, the bike is very, very much stock. I put in heavy duty clutch springs, and it does have a 4-speed ATC 70 transmission. But other than that, it is stock. So it's got basically heavy duty forks, but not extended. It's got a heavy duty clutch, and it's got a 4-speed transmission instead of stock 3-speed. So it's yeah, fairly stock. I did buy new OEM chain guards. I don't know what year swing arm this is off of, but it has the mounts for the lower chain guide, which the 79 Z50s didn't. It's got a longer shifter off some other bike. I don't know if that's off CT70 or something. I don't know. And it's got reproduction number plates because I wanted to have red number plates. I had some yellow ones, but I didn't like that, so yeah. Also, this tank is decent, although I did lay this bike on its side to carry it around in my pickup, and gas leaked out of the tank and it ate the paint away because it was sitting there so long. So that's a shame. Apparently I'm good at ruining perfectly good tanks. Yeah. So these are my Z50s. I'll take them for a little ride here in a little bit. These things are tiny. Well, they're not tiny, but they are pretty small. Looking at them full screen here, you know, you don't really notice, but we back up here. You look at them against the truck. That's a pretty small motorcycle. Let's see if we can get one of these to start up. So there she is idling. Pretty quiet. It's all stock, so motor-wise, yeah, that's what I like about this one. It's quiet and it's short, and it does good wheelies. now let's see if we can get this one to start. Maybe we'll try the choke.
Not even a truck, it's a van.
Yeah.
That's creepy as hell.